Sorry, y'all. I don't know why it timed out on me. But we're back again. Just waiting for Chris to get back in the chat room. Okay. I don't know why it keeps timing out. It's been an hour. You should have expected your shit to end. Oh no, honey, we gotta keep this. We gotta keep going for 15 minutes. I'm sorry. It timed out. It timed out on me. I'm sorry. They was just like, bitch, shut up. So
Shut it down.
So speaking of white supremacy, let me show you something.
I'm scared.
So I took it upon myself. Well, actually, I was watching my problematic faves. Hi, Isaac. I was watching my problematic faves. Not Instagram. YouTube. I don't know if you ever heard of Tariq Nasheed.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, he is problematic. I don't always agree with what he has to say, but I will say that there are everything that he posts as far as like, books and readings and like research that he's done, it pretty much matches up, which I can really appreciate. So I took it upon myself to find this book that he posted, and he said that this book was basically about, survival of the fittest. White supremacists used to read this book. So I was just like, okay, let me look into it. So it's called Might is Right, The Survival of the Fittest of the Philosophy of Power, and it's by Ragnar Redbeard. And this is the book. I stole it from the library. I checked it out and I never returned it. So, I know I'm problematic too, but it's okay. Because don't act like I have library books I just didn't return because I like the book. I have my sister's keeper from the and I never returned it because I'm like, this is my book now. But this book actually came from a university, which I probably should have returned, but I wasn't going to. But I was reading this. I was reading some of this. And, reading this and understanding what's going on now, I kept the history of a punk rock, so I get you. For real. This book is crazy. I would tell you why. Because white supremacy has a really skewed view on preserving the race. There, and in this book, from what I've read, they use a lot of big ass words. But for real, it's just, I feel like this book is just written by a pussy who's like scared of other people being more dominant. White people want to be the dominant race, but unfortunately, like, the race is dying out. Like the whole abortion thing. Hi, Alicia. My cousin's in the chat room.
Oh, hey.
But for instance, the whole abortion thing, right? All these people are worried about, oh my God, like, people can't have abortions anymore. We gotta preserve all the babies and everything like that. Looking like more into it, I'm just like, because it just doesn't make sense why they're trying to like ban abortion out of nowhere. They're literally only were trying to ban abortion just so that white mothers can like continue to like have kids. Because 9 times out of 10, I hardly see a pregnant white person. And their birth rates are really low compared to like other races.
Really?
And ours is the highest birth rate. So their birth rates are going down while ours is going up. And so from what I've concluded, from what I took away from reading all this, is just like, they just want to preserve their race. This book right here, explains it all. Like, they just want to preserve the race because they're just so scared of just losing the power that they have. But see, the thing about white supremacy is they've succeeded. They've succeeded in what they were trying to do in here. And it's really scary because, like, they talk about, like, the inferiority of, like, of Black people and all this other stuff. And, like, they're basically, like, trying to, like, preserve our race because they know how they feel like other races can just, like, overpower them. And it's just like, for one, it's crazy because y'all already have all the power. How much more power do y'all need?
Exactly.
But this book definitely, like, solidifies, like, their, like, crazy tactics, and it explains a lot, like, why they think the way that they think. I was reading this book. I'm just like, my brain is, like, hurting from all this. But I mean, it's all true. It's the proof is in the pudding, honey. And this. I want to say this book was made. Oh, let me see if I can find it. What year was this made? 1896.
Really? 1896?
1890 freaking 6. Okay, and you can believe that they've been in power for that long. Also has a little to do with the religion. Muslim families have way more kids than Protestant, Christians, etc., etc. Yep, that is also true. They mention religion a lot in here too. So,
what's the name of that book again?
All right, The Survival of the Fittest, or the Philosophy of Power. Topic: fear of losing power. Ooh, child. Oh, yep, yes. Like, it's scary because, like, they feel like we physically are the power. Also, another book that Tariq Nasheed also said to look up, and I read it, and I'm just like, oh, hold on.
Why is that? This is all reminding me of, like, some tweets I've seen on Twitter about the movie A Bug's Life, where you had the ants. There's like a whole bunch of them, and there's only like maybe like what 20 grasshoppers, but they have so much power. And even in the movie, Hopper says like they can overpower them at any moment, but we have to make sure we assert our dominance. Otherwise, we're gonna lose everything that we have.
Yeah.
So just a matter of time, which I think is probably happening now. The ants, aka us, we're taking back our power, and we're gonna overthrow them.
So, what did Isaac say? I read an article about white evangelicals support Trump when he's not Christian, and it's exactly what you're talking about with white supremacy and the fear of losing the power and becoming the minorities they terrorize, which is true because, like, if you really do think about it, like, white people are not, like, it anymore. Like, not even trying to be like a bitch. It's just like, like, people are tired of looking to Europeans for everything. They want to look to them within themselves and be proud of what they've been. Because, I mean, a lot of minority groups look to European white supremacist views because that's just what we've been forced to talk. Like, that's what we've been forced to learn. Exactly. On top of, like, living in a society where, like, European thought was only accepted for so long. I was reading this book this summer called The Delectable Negro. And now that book, all right, I'm not gonna lie. There was a point in time because I really want to get it on my Kindle so I can read it, like, fully through its entirety. But from the sample that I read, oh my god! So let me talk. Which, if you guys would like, anyone in the chat room, if you would like to, have like a book club and, like, read it and everything, I suggest you read it. These are, like, lengthy, like, you're probably gonna have to look up, like, words as you read them, because that's what I was doing when I was reading it. But this book is basically the history. Well, I'm gonna read it for you. It says, The Delectable Negro, Human Consumption and Homoeroticism Within U.S. Slave Culture. And so basically this book It's talking about how basically how black people, especially like black males, have been like basically used for the consumption of the white man's power.
Hmm.
Even going as far as cannibalism, eating black people, because they think that if they eat us, they're somehow just going to be powerful because they want to be a part of us. Like that's that shit that Jeffrey Dahmer was doing. Like no one ever talks about how Jeffrey Dahmer killed a lot of fucking black boys and like Laotian like kids. It's really crazy eating like their hearts and like feeding like on their innards and like having like a whole like sanctuary of like sex zombies like that. This book pretty much, I think that's where Jeffrey Dahmer like got his ideas of like killing all those people, not only just for like sexual purposes, because he was pretty fucking twisted, but like explaining like cannibalism started in European countries and like they used to feed on Africans. It's crazy. It's crazy how deep this shit is. I meant to recommend it to you, Brittany. Magical Negro by Morgan Parker is great poetry if you're into that. Yes, I will be into that. What's the book called that you're talking about? The Delectable Negro. I'll show you a picture of it. I'm sorry. Chris, I feel like you probably think I'm like a whole like weird. I can't help it. I get bored and you don't learn about this stuff in school, so you have to like actually have to want to like learn these things. But this is what it's called. This is what it looks like. The book is super expensive. The hardcover one. But I told myself when I get paid, I'll probably just buy it so I can read it to its entirety. But yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. And I hate that white people really do feel this way about themselves to the point where they feel like they need to kill us off one by one in order to stay, relevant and like, preserve their race. But it's just like you're just gonna have to get used to it. Like, if you're an unproblematic white person, be that unproblematic white person.
Exactly.
Show them, like, there's just there's just so much that like white people can do in their power to like change the way that their brethren think. But I also feel like some are just so scared to just go against the grain and like change things, because honestly all this protesting and everything like that, it's not really going to change anything. It's not going to change anything because the system was not built for us.
Exactly.
And I don't want to put my life on the line for something that's just not going to change. And really, for real, the only way racism can really stop is if white people would just like talk to like non-problematic white people. But see, non-problematic white people are the minorities within the white group, and they don't want to talk to them people like that. That's why they go to the chat rooms and stuff, and it's sickening. It's really because like we can say all this stuff, but like do they really want to change? Like do they really want to like really like learn what like these people go through?
No. I just feel like for me, they're afraid to be treated like how they treat us. But I feel like if the minorities now became the majorities, I feel like we wouldn't replicate that, in my opinion. I don't think we would necessarily go out there killing white people left and right for like no reason. We would probably just educate them on ways to make the system better so it's equal for everyone. But I think they're just too afraid because they're again they could lose that power. Everyone wants power.
And it sucks because I just because I know that the kind of power that if black people really like had the power, low key this place would be better. This whole world would be entirely better because we of all people know how it feels to be ostracized, to be
Exactly.
beat, to be to just be different, just in general,
Hmm.
from something that we just cannot control.
Exactly.
And I but white people are just so hungry just for the power, and they just don't want to give it up. They don't want to give it up, but they don't like being called out about it either.
Exactly.
Which which is like if you call a white person racist, oh, that just ruffles their feathers. White privilege. What do you mean I have white privilege? Like, very much that tea. Like, I love calling white people racist now because it's just like that's what you are. If you voted for
Hmm.
Trump, that's what you are.
Point
A
blank. Period.
racist. You're a racist, and there's nothing else to do it. I'm sorry. What has Trump really done? Anybody in the chat room, tell me. Because what has Trump really done other than the only good thing that Trump has done is just give out what? Those checks?
I was going to say the Trump checks. That's about it.
And even giving out those checks, it's telling because black people can have reparations. They just don't want to give it to us because
Hmm.
they feel like, we don't deserve it. Just because we weren't just because we weren't in slavery, that doesn't mean that we weren't victims of white supremacy.
Period.
So it's just like, what has Trump really done for this country that's been positive? The only thing I'll say is the checks and the fact that, he's very open about being racist.
Hmm.
And, that's okay because you let me know off rip that you don't fuck with people my kind or anything. Cool. I know to not ignore you because I didn't vote for you, but it's just like now it's just like people are just getting like super extra bold with it because they know, because they know nothing's gonna happen to them.
Yeah, it's like make America great again. It's I think why people like that so much is exactly what you said earlier, is because that dominance that they know that they have, that power is starting to dwindle away. So by having Trump in office, he knows that he can make that all happen again. That power can come back. But even if he does get reelected, which I really hope he doesn't, he can only be there for 4 more years, and then after that, you gone. Because we ain't doing this for another 4, 8, 12, 16 years, and you ain't gonna change no rules about it either.
I don't know if I can do another 4 years of this bullshit, to be honest. I don't know if I really can. I
No.
don't I don't know if I can. I don't like it. America was really never great.
It really wasn't. Great
As
for them.
Arian said, it was really never great. It never really was. The education system is extra fucked up because, why is it that I have to learn how fucked up the world was when I get out of high school? Like these are things that should be taught. Like I feel like I really do honestly genuinely feel like there should be a black woman as a president. Because if
Mhm.
a black woman was president, we would get the shit the fuck done. There would really be no war because that the woman would go over to the other country and be like, so what really is it? Because if I was president, I would go to every country that we had a problem with. I'm like, so what's the tea? Fill me in as to why we're beefing because we don't need to beef anymore. Because this is just it's too much on the tax dollars, and I know I understand national security, but what are we really fighting for here? Yeah, do you need me to write off a check?
Like,
What? It's just so simple, but it's just like Trump just keeps poking the bear at different countries and like fucking with different leaders. Like
you gonna pick the wrong one day.
the thing is, I really do feel like he's fucking with the wrong people. Well, he's been fucking with the wrong people, but like it's just gonna get worse if he's reelected. Like I already feel like our security is already like in shambles. But for this to go on for another 4 years,
Mm-mm.
I don't see it for her. I don't see it for her.
I'm also very upset that we still built that wall. Like, what was the purpose?
I just don't understand.
The thing is, like, I thought it was gonna go across the bottom part of the states, like it's gonna go through Texas and all those bottom states, but it's not horizontal; it's vertical. So I'm like, who designed this? And another thing, you got the Gulf of Mexico right over there. They can just, swim over there, get in over there. So I'm just like, did y'all not think this through?
You know, no. No, because you know what? They want to get these Mexicans out of here because they're taking our jobs. And it's just like exactly like what jobs are they taking if every employer is quote unquote an equal opportunity, like an equal opportunity for anybody. It's
It's
like
like
don't
if they took your job, that means you just won't qualify for it anymore, and that's your fault.
it, this this is what a Trump supporter looks like to me. Hold on. This meme. This is what I think about. This is Trump
I'm so
supporters.
scared.
No, it's not scary. It's actually pretty funny. But this is what I think about when people say that they voted for Trump. Like Jocelyn Carson and all them and stuff who voted for Trump always talk. Yep, I mean, yeah. This is these are Trump supporters. Literally.
That really is.
Yeah, so that's when I think of Trump supporters, that's who I think about. They took our jobs.
Wait, just
For real. And it's just like, uh, it's so
We also
exhausting.
talk about the fact that people are still flying that Confederate flag.
Like it's cute.
Right. Like, have you seen Louisiana's state flag?
No, but let me look it up.
I think it's Louisiana. I think Arkansas is another state that they just got the Confederate flag just chilling.
Hey Thomas.
Oh, hey Thomas.
I looked it up and it's a duck. Is this it? Is this it? That's a stork.
Maybe it's not Louisiana. Maybe it's Mississippi. It's Mississippi, not Louisiana.
Mississippi. I learned that in third grade.
M-I,
Hi,
cricket letter,
Kyle.
I, cricket letter, I, humpback, I. Y'all do that in kindergarten?
No. Oh my God, Garfield
I,
education.
cricket letter, I, cricket letter, I, humpback, I.
I'm weak. Man. Oh my. Oh my. This is the flag. Not again. Oh, this. This. They
Yep, that's it.
triggered them. But you know what?
That's
Mississippi's like currently no, that's Minnesota. Sorry, never mind. I don't. They're currently on fire, but that's actually Minnesota.
I think maybe that's Louisiana. I think they're rioting right now. Everybody's rioting at this point.
I don't know. Is anyone going to the riot tomorrow? Is there gonna be like some type
Oh
of
yeah, that's a
after
good question.
party? I'll go to the after party. I ain't going though.
Not the after party.
Hey, after party, find the white supremacists. Whoop whoop. Louisville.
I low-key want to go just in case like there's a riot that happens, and maybe it'll happen like at Beechwood Mall. And I'm about to hit up a few stores. I'm about to steal Auntie Anne's recipes, like make my own pretzels at home. And
Oh, I'm going to Nordstrom. I'm going to what's the name? I'm going to hit up Saks real quick. Like,
Kira.
okay. Let me go stop at Aldo real quick. Let me go pick up my purse. Like, period. Pick me up and we can wait out in the parking lot. That's just all, period. Like, for real. If the riot was happening at Beechwood, I would actually probably go to that. And I would just make sure that I don't be around all that, like, loud shit that's going on, all that rah-rah shit. No. No.
Not reference to Tomb Raider.
That wasn't Hey, period. Mac and Sephora, we cleaning all that bitch out. Period. Period. Because you know what? Because this is my reparations real quick.
Shut up.
Reparations 2020 beach. The Like, the nerve of them to have really good sales during the quarantine is just like, man, I'm over it. I'm over it, y'all. I can't. I'm officially done. I'm done with white supremacy. I'm done with the disrespect towards Black women. I'm done with police brutality. I'm done with all that shit. Just start popping people. Just get a gun and just start shooting people.
I think, like, after these past few days, it's very surprising to me that there are still people saying with a full chest, I support Trump. Like,
full
my wife
chest.
on Facebook, she posted, like, this thing about Black Lives Matter and everything. She was a white woman. And someone in her comments said, I support Trump! Exclamation point. And I was like, how can you still support him after these past few days, and especially those last few tweets? I just don't get it.
You know, Thomas said no, don't shoot people. Like, if I had a gun and if somebody threatened to beat my ass, I'm just gonna have to pull it out and be like, okay, like, try me then. And if they come at me, I'm gonna have one warning shot. Pow, in the air. And some Mariah carry me with the gun.
Not one warning shot in the air. We're going to do the cell block tango. 2 warning shots into his head.
Okay?
Like he had it coming.
I feel... Sometimes I even get confused as to, like, why do minorities vote for Trump? And, like, right.
You know what? Hold up. I have a friend. Well, not really a friend. I went to church with somebody who's also a minister, full-fledged for Trump, because he thinks that he is God's, like God sent him purposefully to rule America. And he will support it with some Bible facts, and I'm just like, interesting.
Who owned you, Chris? That man.
Yep, that's the one. That's what I'm talking about.
You know, I feel like there's like different kinds of like white people who like vote for Trump, in my opinion. Me and Chris, we've had this conversation. I don't know if he's still in the chat room or not, but we've had this conversation. There are like people who like vote for Trump because he supports small businesses slash providing more jobs. Then there are people who are just like, I just think he just tells it like it is. He's just very straightforward. Like, there's like no bullshit and da 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 da. And it's just like, I
I
question
think
if these people are going to vote for him again. Because I feel like now that they see the backlash of like, if you voted for Trump, then you're a racist and everything like that. Like, they're probably gonna be a little bit more quiet about who they voted for. That's why people are just like, let's not talk about politics. Let's talk about politics because
mhm.
you can tell what kind of person you are by the person that you voted for. Period. Period.
Exactly.
Some
Hmm.
people maybe expected Trump to do one thing and probably completely, was disappointed in the way that he does. Because there are people who voted for Trump and were disappointed in everything that he's doing and like don't agree with anything that he's doing now. But there's just some people who just feel like he just cannot do any wrong, that he's doing more things than Obama did and all this other stuff. And I just feel like the only thing that Trump is doing is just giving white racists a pass. And even though he may seem like he isn't giving them a pass because, sometimes he'll like tweet or, about like some stuff that happens between like the minority community, but it's just that, he don't really do anything else. He felt like the only thing that he could give black people was an opportunity for more jobs. And I'm sorry, I don't know any black people who aren't working right now. I don't know any black people who aren't working. Oh, like, why is it that's the last thing that we need is more jobs, like more work for black people, as if we haven't been carrying the whole country on our fucking backs since day fucking one.
Exactly.
How many jobs do we need? And then
Like,
he's trying to take the credit for like something that Obama did. And it's just like like I
I always feel
can't.
bad for like, Obama because he had to pick up the slack from what Bush left. So he had to clean that mess up. And by the time he was done, everything was on the uprise. So when Trump came into office, everything that Obama already like planted, he's basically just receiving all the benefits from that. And it's like really upsetting because he thinks he did it. And I'm just like, no, honey, no. Never.
I think Obama did his best. I personally feel
Mm-hmm.
like he could have done more. I think his presidency was very monumental and like that's just something that you just don't forget. Period.
Yeah.
I wish he was still in office. I wish somebody other than Trump was still in office. Can we please talk about Joe Biden for a quick second before we get off here? Because, Joe Biden, you were in the background for the Obama era. You
And
were
I'm just
literally
like,
only like face. You were an entity in the back that didn't exist, and now you're saying that we're not black if we don't vote for you.
mm-hmm. I'm just like, now what?
Quit. What? Like, first of all, you need to earn the black vote. And I'm not talking about no going to no black church, singing with the black people, trying to do a little like, shuck and jive and everything. No, that's not winning the black people vote. No. Let's talk about if you're gonna give us like reparations. Let's talk about what you actually want to do for the black community other than just give us jobs.
That
What
needs to stop being a thing. Like, people need to stop saying we give jobs to the minorities. Like, what else can you give us? Are you guys can give us like equality? Like, that's what we're really wanting. We just really want some equality, not necessarily more jobs.
exactly? Because like at this point, like you keep giving us jobs. What are we working towards? What are we doing with these
Exactly.
jobs? They're not teaching us anything. I'm a person that had 20 plus jobs, okay? And you know what? And you know what? Black people are treated like the bottom of the barrel Firstly.
Mm-hmm.
Secondly, under freaking paid. They want us to do everything. They treat us like shit. If we're better at the jobs, they even hate us even more.
Mm-hmm. We
And
just can't win no matter what.
exactly. Exactly. Imagine talking to Charlemagne and you're not the one making sense. Embarrassing. But for real. But for real. Like, and just like Joe Biden, it's just like, why are you just so comfortable? Like, I get it, he was trying to make it funny, but like, no, it wasn't. Huh? Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on, y'all. I
You
need to
too.
relocate. I
Oh.
need to relocate. Here, Sean. But no, for real. It's like, where is this energy? Joe Biden, you are a non-motherfucking factor. And you've been a non-factor. So how dare you come on a black platform and say that, oh, if you don't vote for me, then you're not black. Well, then I guess I'm Hispanic then because I'm not voting for you. And then he was saying
Mm-hmm.
some
Just
dumb
everyone else
shit
supposed to be
during.
transracial. I am too.
Huh?
I said since everyone else wants to be transracial all of a sudden, I guess I will be too. Like
Okay. Hold on, because let me just. They said Joe Biden said, "Oh, you ain't really a nigger if you ain't voting for me." Hold on, let me get my wig together then.
do not put that wig on it.
Be right back. I gotta go be racial real quick. I gotta be foreign real fast. Who do I want to be? Do I want to be Latina? Who am I feeling like today, Chris?
Stop.
Who am I feeling like today? For real. Tell me. I'm feeling very Sofia Vergara
Mm-mm.
today. Hold
Not
on, let
Sophia
me
Vergara.
get my
Like
legs. A woman.
that's
Um,
all.
I want to say I'm feeling very. What does this wig give me? What is she giving, Chris?
She's giving me very early 2000s. Girl at the beach, just finished her strawberry daiquiri. You can't tell her nothing though because this wig. Is it a wig? No, this is my real hair, honey. That's what this
This is
giving.
like my real hair. Joe Biden said, like, if we are not voting for him, then we're not black. So I kind of feel like I want to be like, trying to think. I want to be like Dominican. I think I want to be Dominican.
Yes, Dominican.
I just want to be Dominican because Joe Biden said, if I don't vote for him, then I'm not black. So I just decided to be Dominican. And that's just on the motherfucking period, puta.
Shut up.
But for real, like that shit sounds stupid.
Exactly.
So it's just like, but what sucks is that there's only literally two running candidates. Two. Well, at
There's
least
a
like
theory
that
going
are like
on.
presented to us. I don't know what they're gonna say on the ballot. I just need somebody else other than what's being presented to us. For
I don't
real.
know what to do in this instance. It's so hard because it's like Biden said all those things, and Biden really doesn't have a plan. So, do you vote for him? And he also has those allegations too, all those sexual allegations.
That is
And
also a
it's like,
thing too.
do you vote for him so Trump doesn't, well, so that he has a better chance to beat Trump? Or do you vote for someone else so that way they reflect your morals more? Which option do you do? Or do you just not vote because you just can't decide?
I
There's
don't know.
always just the three options in this a difficult time.
It's scary because
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know who I would vote for. I mean, after Biden just said that dumb shit, it's just like, we're pretty much fucked. We're pretty much fucked, puta. Like,
Shut.
like, I don't know. I don't know what America wants from me anymore, but I just can't give it to her anymore. Like, for real. Like, there's just so much going on, and there's just so much. There's just so much. And it's just like, I guess it's just more so important just to like vote for, like statewide things, because I feel like that's more important. But like, I don't know, this whole election, I just hope Trump gets out of office, and I really hope that like maybe Warren comes back if she get the funds for it or something. Someone fund my bitch, for real. For real, for real. Fund
Either
her.
Warren or Bernie come back.
Or get like a new, find like a new black woman that isn't Kamala Harris. Like, for real.
Michelle Obama coming to the race.
Michelle. But you know what, for real, I feel like Michelle like is over it. Like,
Yes, she
she
is.
would be, I would be honored if she actually came the fuck through and like wanted to like run, because she has my run, and that's just, she has my vote, and that's just on period. But you know what?
Mm-hmm.
The way that they treated her, called her a monkey, and like all this other like racialized BS, she's probably like, America could just like, just, I'll put up my documentary, and that's just gonna be on period. And like,
And read my book.
I heard the book's amazing. I need to read that book, actually.
My
I
mom
need to
has
read
it.
it.
I need to read it myself.
But like, other than that, I'm just like, I feel her. Like, I'd be over it too. But like, somebody has to say somebody. Because these old ass white men, they just gonna keep coming in office, spewing that same tired ass rhetoric. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
sick of it. I'm sick of it. And we
We
need
need someone
somebody,
a little bit newer. Well, not
someone
newer, but young.
someone newer, someone fresher, someone who has everyone's best interests at heart, including black people's as well. Let's not forget that black people's interests come before anything, because we're black. But it would be nice to have like an even balance. Have a person who recognize the bullshit that each minority group goes through, to do something about it. Something that's actually effective and worthwhile, and things can be, steady.
We
But
need someone
that's,
who's like, who came from that background, not necessarily being a minority or a POC, but someone who kind of grew up in that neighborhood where it was low socioeconomic, so they know what's going on and they know the struggles, as opposed to someone who kind of grew up rich and everything was kind of given to them. They went to the best schools and they went to the best colleges. And it's like, we don't need that because they don't know what's going on. They only get the outsider's perspective. We need someone with an insider's perspective instead.
yeah, insider's perspective. Also, somebody who like is genuine, and who
Mm-hmm.
and who isn't like backed by all these weird ass fucking groups. Because I think Trump is backed by the Jews, but like, that's like a whole different conversation for a different day. Which I need to have
Let
my
me hear
girl
about it.
Jenna on, because Jews run everything. Okay, have you seen the Jewish community in Beechwood? That it's a whole different. I accidentally ended up there because they ended up I ended up delivering for Panera. They don't tip, but that community is so nice. Big ass houses. It's like a whole like sub city. It was like, I didn't even know where I was at. I'm
Mm-hmm.
like,
But you were in Beechwood.
oh, Jewish money real long. I'm like, Jesus. And
Mm-hmm.
they're a disenfranchised group too. But the thing about them and us is like, they have money to help each other out. Do you know how much money like the Jewish community gave to like the Jews that were like that destroy, like when that hurricane destroyed Houston?
Mm-hmm.
Do
How
you,
much?
I like a little bit over like $1 million, and they still got money coming in, but
Like,
nobody. Like I said, it's a whole different conversation for a different day because I really don't want to get to
right.
that. But like the money is real long in the Jewish community, okay? And we need to have some type of coin like that too. But where is this
Exactly.
going? Because if we had this kind of money circulating within the Black community, like we would be able to do so much more, if not like better, like for real. But unfortunately, Black people sometimes it can be a little bit too nice. We also want to include everybody in the mix, and honestly, I'm tired of it. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it.
Yeah, we need to start putting ourselves first a little bit before we include everybody else. Like that's gonna sound selfish at first, but like we need help ourselves so we can help everybody else.
No, that's not selfish because that's what other groups do. Other communities help out each other. Other communities cape for one another. The Black people, on
Hmm.
the other hand, we have a hard time doing that, and we accept the one drop rule. This is going back to Doja Cat. We accepted Doja Cat, but then she came out as like this crazy ass insecure, like person who like who like is like into like white supremacy and all that stuff, and whatever, and Doja is just mixed, and or like Cardi B, she's Latina. Motherfucking Takashi Snitch 9,
Oh,
Mexican.
let's not.
Mexican. And like I'm like, and he has all Black men in jail. Now they're stupid. Don't get me wrong, the gang life is stupid. But it's just the fact that we let these people in and we uplift them and we give them our money and give them like a platform and everything like that, and they fuck us over each and every single time. Every time. And it's just like we just gotta learn that we gotta cape for ourselves. I mean, like for real. Look at the Asian community. Look at all the Asians kicking out all the Black people from McDonald's, saying that they're the ones spreading coronavirus. But quiet as kept, China is taking resources from Africa. But you want to kick out African people because you think that they're spreading coronavirus? Oh yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. Like I'm not here for it. Like I said, I'm not gonna be like rude and like prejudiced to other groups of people, but I know how other groups of people look and see us. Okay. And I'm not sticking up for anybody, or I'm not going to uplift anybody who is not for me nor does look like me. And no, I'm not going to be your only Black friend that you can cape for when you get into some racist BS. I'm not the one. I used to be, but I'm not anymore. And that's on period.
That's on period. Mm-hmm.
But Chris, thank you so much for joining my toilet talk. Thank you for all the people who are in here. I hope you enjoyed this rant that we had today. And if you have any ideas or you want to come on with me anytime, like let's just do it. Shout out to my winner, Data Essence period Hall
Oh
today.
yes.
That was probably the only good thing that happened today was her winning.
Oh wait, and Heidi and Closet got Miss Congeniality.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Even though the Black community might be in shambles, at least there was a ray of sunshine today, and I was here for it. I was here for it because I was gonna write Rue a very lengthy, rude ass letter, sign a very pissed off Black queen. Period.
Mm-hmm. Period.
But thank you, Chris, for coming on. Thank you guys for coming on. I'm probably gonna have toilet talk on Fridays now because last night I fell asleep and I had to work and everything. So toilet talks will now be on Friday. So everybody get ready for All Stars 5 next week.
Next week.
And we're gonna have a lot to talk about that.
Right into...
Period. Because I'm like, you know what, Rue? You got me in this time. You got me this time. Because if Gigi Good or Crystal was gonna win today, Oh, I was gonna be pissed. I was gonna be pissed.
Mm-hmm.
But thank you, Chris, for coming. Thank you
No
all for
problem.
listening. All right, how do I?
Bye, everyone.
Bye.